Okay, let's talk about a habit that, well, most of us have, but we often feel a little weird about it: talking to ourselves. But what if I told you it's not some strange quirk, but actually a sign that you have a highly intelligent mind at work? Yeah, today we're going to unpack the hidden psychology of self-talk. You know that feeling, right? You're completely focused, maybe trying to remember your grocery list or working through a really tough problem at your desk, and you start muttering out loud. And then you get that sudden jolt of awareness. Wait, did someone hear me?
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the contrast here. Society slaps all these labels on it. It's weird, it's awkward. Some people might even joke that it's a little crazy. But psychology, it tells a completely different story. It suggests this habit is actually a sign of intelligence, efficiency, and incredible focus.
So let's just dive right in and tackle that social stigma head on. We're going to start with this big misconception. For way too long, talking to yourself has been, lumped in with all these negative ideas, but the actual science tells a very, very different story.
So let's try to reframe this. What if this isn't some odd personality flaw that you should be embarrassed about? What if it's actually a built-in feature of a brain that's highly active and complex? That's the core idea we're going to explore.
All right, let's completely flip the script. Instead of being a flaw, what if talking to yourself is a powerful sign of intelligence? The research here is absolutely fascinating. It really suggests it's a marker of a sophisticated mind hard at work. And here it is, the key takeaway from all the research. If you're someone who narrates your own thoughts, it's a pretty strong indicator that your brain is operating at a higher cognitive level, processing tons of information with honestly remarkable efficiency. This usually happens in what psychologists have started calling a multidimensional mind. And this isn't just about thinking faster, it's about thinking deeper. One single idea can just spark this whole cascade of other thoughts, scenarios, and analysis. Your brain is just constantly running, connecting dots that other people might not even see. So, is there a downside to having a brain that works like this? Well, it can get a little crowded in there. This constant flood of ideas can lead to what's called cognitive overload. And this is exactly where self-talk comes in as an absolutely essential tool. It's not just random noise, it's a very deliberate management strategy. So how does this actually work, in practice? Well, psychologists have identified 4 specific ways that self-talk acts like a set of high-performance tools for your brain. Let's break them down.
Okay, the first tool is called verbal reasoning, and it's really the simple but powerful act of taking that abstract chaos of thoughts inside your head and giving them structure by just saying them out loud.
I mean, just look at this. It's literally about turning chaos into order. When you speak your thoughts, you're forcing them into a logical sequence. This helps you organize your ideas, you solve problems way faster, and you turn that mental jumble into a clear, structured plan. Tool number 2 directly tackles that problem of a brain that just never seems to stop. By talking to yourself, you're basically hitting the brakes for a second, giving yourself a moment to actually process that flood of information. You can almost think of it like an external hard drive for your brain. It helps you slow down that racing mind, keep all those complex thoughts organized so you don't get lost, and ultimately it keeps you from feeling totally overwhelmed by your own creativity. All right, next up, focus. For a multidimensional mind, probably the biggest challenge is just staying on one path when like 10 exciting new ones just popped into your head. Speaking out loud acts like an anchor for your attention. By verbalizing what you're doing, okay, first I need to find the email, then I'll attach the file. You're basically commanding your brain to concentrate on what's happening right here, right now. It blocks out distractions and helps you make much smarter, more deliberate decisions. And finally, we have cognitive reflection. Now, this is the habit of not just accepting your first thought, but actively challenging it, questioning it, and exploring it from all these different angles. It's a real hallmark of deep thinkers. Talking to yourself is kind of like having a built-in debate partner. It forces you to look at a situation from every possible side, to process the little details and consequences that other people might miss, and it helps you move far beyond that sort of surface-level thinking where most people stop. So when you put all these 4 tools together, the verbal reasoning, the overload management, the focus, and the reflection, a really clear picture starts to emerge. Self-talk isn't a weakness at all. It's a strength. It's literally your brain's hidden superpower. So let's bring it all the way back to where we started. If you're someone who whispers plans to yourself or talks through problems out loud, you can officially stop worrying that you're weird. You're not. The reality is that your brain is very likely just wired differently. As the research puts it, your brain probably just works in deeper, more complex ways than most of the people around you. And that self-talk? It isn't random noise. It's the sound of your mind efficiently organizing brilliant connections. And that just leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If talking to yourself is actually a sign of high intelligence, what other so-called weird habits might we all have